5:06 on the KRMG Evening News. Russell is on his way to that situation at 71st and Yale, potentially some down power lines. We'll go to him live coming up in a few, but right now, because it's Tuesday and it's 5:05, it's time to check in with Michael Spurgeon, the Broken Arrow City Manager, for the BA Breakdown. Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Skyler. How you doing, my friend? What's been happening?
Oh, it's just been a busy time. And I'm always grateful to talk to you on Tuesdays and check in with our friends out in Broken Arrow, see what's going on in the beautiful city. One thing I want to talk to you about, because I live so close to it, I thought we better take a stroll through New Orleans Square, 101st and Elm, where there are now a lot of orange cones. Road work underway. How do you think it's going so far? Drivers handling it okay?
Well, from the feedback that we've gotten from our engineering and construction and inspection team, we have gotten a few complaints. I mean, obviously, anytime you make that major adjustment in the way people travel, there are going to be some concerns, and we've tried to address those concerns. When you put that many orange cones up and you actually taper the lanes down to just one lane in each direction, you can't turn left. I mean, obviously, folks are going to have to make them adjustments, but we're just a few days into it, and I've been very happy with the feedback that we have received from the community about how everything's going to look whenever the project is finished. And I think the most important thing that we can do is continue to be transparent with regard to where we are in the project, what's happening, if there's going to be adjustments in the lanes, to let folks know as soon as possible, and just try to remain as positive as we can, because it is an inconvenience. We are communicating with the business owners on a very regular basis to make sure they know what's going on, and we'll continue to encourage folks to come and support those businesses, because it is an inconvenience temporarily, but we want to make sure that the community knows that all those businesses are open.
And we've heard from several areas, not just in Broken Arrow, but we're currently monitoring construction that's starting up on 169 in Owasso. And then a little bit later, we're going to talk about some stuff happening on South Memorial and South Tulsa. And everyone sort of says the same thing, which is businesses. They all say, gosh, it's going to be kind of tough for a little bit, but we're really looking forward to when it's done, because even though we might see a little dip in business, we think it'll be a lot better for our customers when it's done. Are you hearing the same thing from those businesses there in BA?
Yes, absolutely. There's some concern about people changing their habits. I mean, obviously, there's some great businesses all throughout our community, just like there are in other communities. And when you have this type of improvements to the area, some folks will change their shopping habits. And I think it's important, and it's the city's responsibility to communicate, number one, to the businesses about where we are with respect to construction. And secondly, is to try to promote to our community that those businesses are open for business, and that we should encourage, despite the fact that there is some inconvenience, to continue to shop at those businesses or frequent them as much as you can, because this is an important time. All those folks are excited about the improvements, but there is the possibility that people start to think, and it may just be too much of a hassle actually to be in that intersection. And we're just going to continue to encourage everyone to support those businesses. And I can tell you that our block party that we're going to be having at the end of this month, July 1st, actually, we're super excited. And actually, we thought about not having the project there because of the construction, but we promised the businesses and the community that this is where it would be. So this is our second annual. So we're going to do our very best to actually make sure there's plenty of parking for people to get around the area. And we're still going to have a great 4th of July celebration just within less than a month.
Before we move on from traffic, I want to go a couple miles to the west and talk about 101st and Garnett. I understand there's some changes to enforcement out there when it comes to, speaking of no left turns, but this time, because the road really it's not currently set up too well to take left turns.
No, it's not. And, normally I've always tried to be as transparent as I can with the community about what's happening. That's reporting the good and sometimes the not so good. And one of the challenges we have with a growing community, albeit Broken Arrow, Bixby, Tulsa, and so forth, is that trying to keep up with the capacity of traffic is extremely difficult. And there is a lot of traffic that is on Garnett going south into Broken Arrow, Bixby, and South Tulsa, respectively. And one of the challenges we have is at that intersection. We call it New Orleans. It's also known as 101st, and there are no left turn signs between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., as well as 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And unfortunately, some motorists are choosing not to adhere to those requirements and are turning left. And in some cases, if you're going south, the traffic could actually be backed up for almost a mile all the way back to 91st or Washington because of those folks are not hearing. So I get a lot of complaints, as well as the council members do, about we need some enforcement. And so we're going to be putting out a public service announcement about the importance of actually using another route if you have to get on to 101st. And there's other ways. Olive looks great. To Washington, per se, can get you there. And if folks choose to violate those times, then they'll probably will have a police officer out there that will either give warnings or tickets, depending on the situation. We don't really want to do that, but unfortunately, we've had a lot of folks that are not adhering to that, and it's creating some problems. Now, the good thing about it is, Skylar, is Tulsa County is on it. And I'm very happy to say that this is a major project for them. It's probably $7 to $8 million to widen that road from 91st to 101st. They're going to be elevating it because of how low the road is compared to potential flooding. Right now, they're in the process of relocating utilities, and that does take a lot of time. Then the construction will start. So I can't give you a time frame because it's their project, but we're partnering with them in terms of trying to help them however we can. And I can tell you that they are doing the very best they can to try to get this moved into construction.
Michael Spurgeon, the Broken Arrow City Manager. It's the BA Breakdown. We would spend a few more minutes normally, but Michael, we've got a traffic situation I want to check on. So I'll just end with this. We'll go from the traffic there to the excitement that is later this week. Rooster Days coming up, a very long-held tradition in Broken Arrow. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to it.
Oh my gosh, just real quick. I mean, the Chamber does an amazing job, and all their volunteers to make this happen. It starts Thursday at 5 p.m. Our parade this year is at 4 p.m. on Friday. There's going to be a lot of folks there. We've got a run Saturday morning, and there's going to be activities from Thursday evening all the way through Sunday. And we cannot wait for this event. It's such an important event, and we just ask everyone if they've got time to bring their family, because it's a family-friendly event. And so we hope to see thousands of people that make it to Broken Arrow for this traditional event that we have within our community.
Michael Spurgeon, every Tuesday right here on the KRMG Evening News. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you next time.
Take care, my friend.